What's up? Here we are. Another week. Another live stream. This week we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about dialing in tones on the PodGo. Seeing how that goes. Don't forget, we got the contest going on. Look down below. Check everything out. We got the Jeff Duncan tone contest. It's not about you playing. It's about creating a cool tone. This week we're doing this video to help you on that journey in creating a very cool tone. In addition, we are here. We're going to talk about, we're going to answer your questions if you guys got questions. So if you got questions, feel free to ask. We will answer any questions that you have about the PodGo. We do this every week. Tuesdays at noon Pacific time, at 7 p.m. GMT, and whatever that hell time difference is in your time zone. That's how we handle this. So, that's what's going on for this week. Who we got? Who's hanging out so far? We got Deacon hanging out. We got the Beetle hanging. Some other cool people. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. It's cool. So, it's PodGo users live. Let's take a quick look at what's going on over here with the pod. So, we got the PodGo. The Leona presets are available through the Jason Constantine website, jasonconstantine.com. You guys keep asking about those presets. They're all available now. We put them up last week for sale. $5. Covers the whole thing, and you're good to go. $5 is going to give you 4 presets. You're going to get a rhythm preset. You're going to get a lead preset. You're going to get a clean preset, and you're going to get that cool Stitari preset that I use as well. That all comes included for $5. You can get it on jasonconstantine.com. Don't forget to check out my other tones available on my own website, as well as impulse responses. And you can check out the Line 6 Marketplace. Just search for Jason Constantine in either the market or in custom tone. And you can find all the free tones as well. Don't forget also, if you're in the Pod Users Uncensored group on Facebook. If you're not, you should go join. It's facebook.com/groups/PodGo Users Uncensored. If you have any questions or anything regarding that you want me to answer while we're on the stream, you can do so in any of the chats, either YouTube, Twitch, or on Facebook. YouTube.com/Jason Constantine. The Twitch is twitchtv.com/Jason Constantine. And we're live in the PodGo Users group on Facebook, which I'm sure most of you are actually watching from anyway. So you guys are here already. In other things, other announcements, I am 6 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you guys know other PodGo users that are looking for information on the pod, if you're looking for other people, if you know other people that use the PodGo, tell them about my YouTube channel. Have them go sub. I'm 6 subs away. 6. Only 6 to go. But it's awesome. We started this 3 months ago, sorry. We started this 3 months ago, and in 3 months, you guys have gotten me from 300 up to almost 1,000. It's absolutely amazing. The PodGo user groups hit 500 plus. Let's see exactly what it is, shall we? Let's take a look real quick. Let's see. /groups /PodGo users uncensored. Oh, no, it's PodGo users. That's right. Let's see what we got. 555 members. That's amazing, guys. You guys are incredible. Hope you guys are learning a lot of new cool stuff. we're really having a lot of fun doing this stuff too. It's awesome. I'm having fun every week coming here, talking to you guys, giving you guys some insights and cool stuff. Let you know what we're working on, what we're doing. It's awesome. Deacon's asking me on YouTube, when do I think we will actually be back to having live music? Mid-2021. Christoph, that's awesome. Christoph says in the YouTube chat that I'm the reason he bought this fucking device. Well, that's good to know. That's awesome. Glad to know that my videos are helping people. So, today we're going to talk about dialing this fucking thing in. So, we're going to go over to let's see how we want to do this here. Let me launch edit real quick. So, we'll start with PodGo edit. And of course, forgot to hook up the PodGo. Because, you know, trying to fit this shit into my crazy daily schedule is nuts. But it is what it is. It's worth it. It's worth it all for you guys. I love you all so fucking much. So we'll go over here and we'll put some of this over here and we'll make this guy. We'll make this guy over here a little bit bigger so we can see what the hell's going on here. All right. So let's talk about some dialing in tones on the go. So, if you guys have questions, feel free to post them. I'll get to them as soon as I get back to the PC. Right now, we're on the go and we're live. So, the main thing I tend to do first when I got my go was I set up a preset that had everything just in the order I like to use it. It's going to be different depending on who you are, of course. But what I do is I like to set up my pedals and my amps in a specific order so that I can go through and I set it up like I set up my live rig, okay? I set up my wah pedal first, weird modulation effects that I used before the amp, like rotovibey kind of stuff, or phaser goes before the amp. Then it goes before my overdrives. Then my overdrives or distortions that I like to use. Then the amp. From the amp, go into I put the EQ pedal just when I use like level boost for solos and stuff. I use it for that. The volume pedal between the EQ and the cabinet, so you can do like little fade-ins and fade-outs. And then I like to set up my cabinet and then my effects. Depends on how you want to do it. Now, one thing that most people don't know about the PodGo that's kind of important is if you put your cabinet at the end of the very end of the chain, everything will be in mono. If you want to be able to use your effects stereo, you have to put your effects after the cabinet. It's an important note that not many people cover. And I don't remember if they mention it in the owner's manual or not. But if the cabinet is before your effects like chorus, delay, blah, 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 all those effects will be in stereo. If your cabinet is after, everything's going to be in mono. So what I tend to do is I set up a blank preset with my favorite amp kind of thing. Like if we scroll through, if we look at, like, you see how I have the new preset set up? So this is a blank preset on my PodGo that I have copied in my user directory. Okay, so the first thing I have is I have my pedals, then I have my amp and cab, and then any effects that I want to use after that. That's basically the way I run it. So, if we're going to create a new preset from scratch, what should we do? What should we do? Should we create a cool rhythm tone or a cool lead tone? What should be the first thing? I think rhythm tone, right? That should probably be first. Should be a rhythm tone. That's what I'm thinking. Give me 1 second. Okay. So So if this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to set this up, let me go in here and just make some quick changes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my volume pedal. I'm going to move that between the amp and the cab. I'm actually going to put that there for now because I'm going to move the cab. So a quick way to move things around, if you guys don't know, is you can just press the action button, and you can actually move each block to wherever you want it inside the chain. So since we're running mono today, I'm going to put the cab at the end of the chain. And I'm going to leave my wah on the front. Fazzle's good. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to set up. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do. Let's do a tube screamer. Go in with a tube screamer. We're going to move this here. I'm going to take the effects loop, but I'm going to move it to the end of the chain because I'm not going to use it in this. We'll turn the EQ on. We're going to set this to 10 band because the 10 band on the last page has a level control. I'm going to leave it off for the moment since we're not actually going to use it in the preset. At least I don't think so anyway. What are we going to do for an amp? Let's think of a cool amp. You know, let's do something that's kind of 80s-ish. Some like a thrashy metal kind of thing. But we're going to avoid the typical going for the we're going to avoid going for the PV. We're going to try a Friedman on this one. A little more modded, like JMP kind of thing would be cool. So we're going to go Placater. For effects, I'm going to put in a chorus. And I'm going to go with my favorite chorus in the unit, which is the Dimension. Turn it off for the moment. We're going to go in here. We're going to do a delay. And we're going to go, I'm just going to go simple delay. Make it nice and easy. Turn it off for now. And for a cabinet, let's go with 412 Uber V30. Just making it random. So right off the bat, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to gain down the tube screamer, max out the level, keep the tone kind of neutral. We'll start it at 5. And let's see what we got just off the bat without even really dialing any knobs. I'm using a guitar that is in drop C. I think it's in drop C currently. Yeah. It's not bad. Let's see what we can do here. Let's gain this up a little bit. Let's go over to, we got that cranked up. Let's give it a little more gain. Let's go to like 7-ish. Still not quite where I want it. Let's give it a little drive on the tube screamer. That's kind of cool. Let's go into the amp controls and see what we can do. Let's scoop a little bit more mids. Not much, not by much. Let's give it a little more top end. And let's go in and let's give it some more lows. HBE mode is so much better. Well, there we go. That's way better. Now, let's go over to the gate, turn the gate on. Get rid of all that noise. Usually turn my gate down to like 10 milliseconds so it opens and closes really quick. Now, there's some fizzy stuff on top that I really don't like. So I'm going to go into the cabinet and I am going to throw some high cut on that. High cut's already down to 8 on that. All right, so let's try a different cabinet. That one's got a little too much top end for me. Well, that's beast. Still got a little bit of that top end I'm not digging. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my EQ and I'm going to move it to the end because we are going to go up into the like 8 and 16 range. And we're going to pull those down about 3 dB each. And we'll see if that takes care of the fizz on top. So here it is without. And with. Without. With. That definitely smooths out that top end. All right, so let's save that real quick. And then we'll see where we can go from there. Pretty solid. Yeah, I think that sounded pretty solid to start. Pretty good. Not bad, not bad, not bad. All right, so let's talk through what we're doing here. So as you can see, we are running a tube screamer up front. The tube screamer tends to not only help with this amp with the gain, but it also tightens things up. So if we were to run this same preset with no tube screamer, listen to the low end and how it's kind of loose. It's not bad. I mean, this is just kind of more doomy. So, now with the overdrive, it compresses the front a little more. It clears up some of that bottom end tubbiness. And it had some real grind in the mids. Yet still giving clarity. All right, so that's kind of a heavy rhythm thing. So let's give that a name. What should we call this thing? I have no idea what the fuck to call it. I'll take any suggestion. I'm also going to put this up for you guys to see how I set it all up, so you guys can download it and check it out. I'll put it up on Custom Tone. So we're going to start with this, and then from here we're going to show you guys how to do an artist tone, a band. We'll pick a band. We'll go find the equipment they use, set up how they use it in the PodGo, and we'll show you guys how we can do all that shit too. So I need a name. What the hell should I? You know what I'm going to call this thing? I know what I'm going to call it. I know. I already know. We're going to save it to 23C, and we're going to call it. I'm going to call it Dirty Bitch. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Dirty bitch. Pretty super fucking heavy right there. All right, so let's talk about artist presets. Setting yourself up to sound like your favorite guitarist. So the first thing you need to do in a situation like this is you need to figure out what equipment the people you want to be are using. Okay? So that's number one. So we're on another new preset here. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull up. It's a website called Equipboard. And what Equipboard does, let's just get this out of your way for a minute. And what Equipboard is going to do is Equipboard is going to let you look up the gear that people use. And then you can set up that gear on the PodGo. So let's pick an artist. Let's see. Who do we want to be like this week? We did a metal preset. Let's do something a little bit different. What are you thinking? Who do we want? I'll take it in any chat, in Twitch, on Facebook, or on YouTube. I don't give a shit. Let's see. What are you guys interested in this week? What are you guys thinking? Give me an artist. Deacon got to pick SRV, right? Right. How about we pick somebody that I have a potential to even remotely sound like? I mean, I could try the SRV thing, but number one, I don't have a Strat that has the same pickups. Number two, I ain't using 13 gauge strings. You can go fuck yourself. And second of all, I'm not the greatest blues player on the planet, so you picked the wrong guy. Who's Eric Gillette? I don't even know who Eric Gillette is. Let's find out. Let's find out, shall we? And there's no results. Eric Gillette is a multi-instrumentalist and guitarist from Dallas, Texas. Oh, Neil Morse Band. Okay. I could dig some of this. Some proggy shit. I'm down with some of this shit. All right, let's see what we can find on the internet. So, this is the way we go about figuring out what we're going to do. Okay? So the first thing we are going to do is we're going to look at some live footage. Okay? So we're going to hit the YouTubes and we're going to find the Neil Morse Band. Okay? And this is the official video. I am going to mute audio because so he plays a Petrucci, okay? I get that. I see a Marshall back there. Is that what he's rocking is the Marshall? And he's 7-string. Well, first bit is I ain't got a 7-string, so but I can still make this work. Let me look at his live gear again. Let's take a look real quick. Get a wide shot of the stage, please. Why are all you prog guys playing JPs? Ernie Ball Music Man, why? I get it, they're great guitars. They're awesome. I dig them. Oh, great. In this one, he's using an Axe Effects. Great! So that helps me. Something tells me this is going to be a very Petruccius type tone. I just have that feeling. There's an orange in this one, a mesa. So it's going to be that mesa thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty much the John Petrucci thing. Oh, one sec. Because now I got to listen to this. All right, so if we talk about So Far Gone, that one's this tone's got it's got more of that Marshall-y thing going on. So let's take a look real quick at Marshall-y stuff in the PodGo. So let's go back to this, and we're going to give you a shot of this as well. Okay, so let's talk Marshall-y tones. So let's grab a guitar that's in. That's in a closer tuning to what they're using. Well, that was good. They're in standard tuning, so that's a plus. So we're going to go, that definitely looked like a JMP. So I am going to grab the Brit P75, which is actually a Park amplifier, but it's basically a Marshall JMP. And it was definitely a Marshall loaded cab. So it's probably 75s. Actually 25 greenbacks, I'm guessing. Alright, that's not bad so far. We're gonna pull some of that low end out and some of those mids out. And we're gonna throw an overdrive up front. And we'll start with the screamer and move from there and see where we need to go. So we're going to back out the gain. We're just going to drive that front. Not bad. It's getting there. Let me just hear this again real quick. Needs some more clarity on top. So we're going to go into here and we are going to let's go into the amp. Let's bring the presence up a bit. I'm going to pull some more of those mids in that bass too. Crank up A little bit of the tone here. Yeah, it's really not giving me what I want. So we're going to try a different amp here. We're going to go in. Maybe we'll try... Let's try the 800. What the hell is that thing? That's closer. Definitely closer. We're going to back off some of the drive on the amp. I'm really not liking that cabinet either. So let's try something with 30s. Now it's just too gainy. So let's back off on the tube screamer a bit. Well, it's a modded. Do I even need it? I've never heard this song in my life, so bear with me. Maybe we're going to do a little bit of a high pass on that to get rid of some of that low end. Let's try that. We're going to cut this up to like 150. That's pretty nice, actually. I kind of like that. Now let's take that and let's do some real hardcore tweaking. That's actually really nice. I like that a lot. So, if I want to make that a lead tone, well, first let's save this. What was this guy's name? Eric something or other? We'll do Eric. I'm going to call this NMB for Neil Morris Band. The modded 2204 is really nice, man. All right, so we're just going to do a little jumbling around here. We're going to move that to the end. We're going to move the cabinet to the end. We're going to leave the screamer in there. I'm going to move this effect over here. And I'm going to take my volume control and I'm going to put it in the middle. Absolutely, I'm going to I will upload everything we work on today. For sure, 100%. So, I'm not sure if he uses much of a wah pedal, but if we want a little bit of a boost, I'm going to go with something different that I can thicken that tone up a little bit with. Maybe we'll go with the Heir Apparent King of Tone instead. I want that tone to be a little darker. The gain's good where it is. I want to give it some presence. It's not bad. I'm going to go in here with the EQ, and I'm going to set this to a 10 band because we're going to take the level and we're going to give it a 2 dB boost. That way when we go to play lead, we get that little bit of boost in there. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bump it at 1K a little bit. To give it some... Maybe a little 500 too. I want to give it some mid-range. It's not bad. Kind of like that. So let's save that. And then we're going to go in, and the first thing we're going to do is a delay. We'll probably move it, but I'm just going to go with a simple delay to start. And scale we're going to set all the way back. 800 seems kind of long for that song. I'm going to try like 4. All right, we're going to bring the mix down on that a little bit. I kind of like the delay to be after the note instead of like both together. I think it needs a hair more boost. Yeah, that's definitely better. That's pretty nice. I dig that. Let's save that. Now what we're going to go do is we're going to go in and we're going to set up stomp switches so that we can turn everything on and off. So I like doing this on the unit itself. It just makes it easier for me. So we're going to go into stomp mode. Now there's 2 ways we can set this up in stomp mode. We can set it up so that you have all individual pedals. You know what? I'm going to set it up in stomp mode as individual pedals. And then in snapshot mode, I'll create 2 different presets. That's the way we'll do it. So the first thing we want to do is we want the rhythm sound. Okay? So let's go in and let's program all of this stuff. So we're going to go in, bypass the sign. We're going to set this to switch 4. So it's right down there on the bottom where we need it. So that will turn that on and off. The next one we want is the EQ for the volume boost. So this, we're going to go into bypass control. I'm going to set this on foot switch 5. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to set the delay. So you can turn the delay on and off. It's going to go on foot switch 6. So now you can turn everything on and off individually. Or you can step on 2 at once. These 2 at once. However you want to do it. So that sets up the stomps. So you have the basic rhythm. Rhythm with a boost. Rhythm with a boost. Rhythm with a gain boost and volume boost. And then you add the delay, you get a lead tone. So now we're going to set up snapshots. So let's go into, let's press the mode button. Let's go into snapshots. Okay. You hit the mode button to get out of stomp mode. Press both up and down to get into snapshot mode. Okay, so this is going to be snapshot 1. Okay. We're going to go to snapshot 2. And we are going to turn on delay. Oops. Turn the delay on. Turn the EQ on. And turn that on. So here we have them off. Here we have them on. So now you have a rhythm patch. And then B is a lead sound. Not bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, let's go over to 3. The next one, and this is what we're going to do. I actually have to go in and have to edit something on the preset, so I'm going to move this over a pedal, and we're going to add a modulation to this. Because it's the Neil Morris Band, and I know they get some cool chorusy stuff going on, trippy shit going on from time to time. But I'm just going to make it simple. I'm going to go down. I'm going to add my dimension again because it's my favorite chorus. We'll go into dimension. We turned all the switches off except for 1. And then we set the mix to 75%. Those are settings I kind of like on this one. And we're going to set this up so this doesn't have the boost on. And it doesn't have the volume on. So you can back off your volume. And have like that medium gain. But what I'm going to see is if we can go into the actual amp and pull a clean sound out of it. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to hold down the button, and I'm going to pull the drive down all the way. I'm going to go over to the channel volume, and I'm going to max that out by holding down the button. Press and hold the master and turn that one up as well. That's pretty good. And then I'm going to do something really crazy. We're going to go over here. We're going to add another EQ. And we're going to go with the 10 band. And I'm going to move this one over here. I'm going to pull out some low end. I'm going to give it some nice top boost 4 and 8K. Pull some of the pull all the 16. Give it a little more 8. Maybe some 2 as well. We got to make that a little bit thicker just to match the other tones. So we're going to go back to this 10 band and we're going to put some of that bottom end back in that I took out. We're going to give you a little bit of 250 as well. This still needs a little more volume. So what are we going to set up in D? So in D, I'll set up a chorused lead. That's what we'll do. So on this snapshot, we're going to bypass the EQ. We're going to put the lead sound back together by doing this and going over to the modulation, and we're going to turn down the modulation on it, I think. Let's get that gain back up. We're going to make it not as gainy as before. I just had to reference the other one to see what the volumes were at. And we're going to go a little less heavy on the modulation. We'll run that one down. We'll run it like 50% on this one. So I think that'll do it. So we got a rhythm sound. Goes into a lead sound on snapshot 2. Then we go into a clean sound on snapshot 3. Flip to the neck pickup. Turn the volume down just a tad to get it clean as possible. And then a modulated lead sound on D. I think that's a pretty nice preset. Save it one more time. So what do you think, Christoph? You pretty happy with that? So there you go. So I'll give you a quick breakdown of how we went about doing this. So first thing we did is we looked up the artist, who I had never heard of. Well, I heard of the band and I listened to the band, but I guess I never looked through the actual stuff that goes on because I had no idea who this guy was. But he's great. He's amazing. Killer. Absolutely killer. So it's not like I had any preconceived ideas about what we were doing. So went in, listened to a song. I'm sure part of this video is going to get demonetized because that ends up in the video. I'll have to cut it out. But and then we kind of just dialed, looked up the gear that he was using. Couldn't find anything on a clipboard, so we found some live footage. Bad thing about the live footage was it looks like live he uses an X-Fix. So he couldn't tell what he was using. So we kind of went and looked up some other stuff for the Neil Morse band stuff and was able to find out that there were some Marshalls and some basses. And we went through a couple different amps and we tried different ones and got close to the sound. That was on the record. So, I've been in this business a long time. I know sounds. Okay, so I could tell that it was a specific kind of cabinet. It was probably a Mesa V30 cab that they used, to be honest. We wound up using the Black 75. Which one did we wind up using on this one? Now I'm drawing a blank. We used the Blackback 30 cabinet, which makes sense. It definitely makes sense. 30-watt speakers. We threw some delay, and the amp needed some boosting for lead stuff. But the Marshall 22, the Line 6 2204 mod is a modded Marshall 800, which is basically a JMP. And it's definitely sat in that range. We initially tried the Park 75. It just didn't have enough gain and not enough clarity in the top end. So we needed just an amp with more clarity, and the 800 definitely was closer to what they were using tone wise. So that pretty much covers the tone. Then we did some EQ boosting here and there. I tend with lead sounds usually between 250 and 500 hertz. Give it about 2-3 dB boost. Pull some of the extreme top end out so it's a little smoother. And then, just a volume boost using the EQ pedal and some delay. Then we got a nice modulation going. I mean, you could change that modulation to whatever you like. I happen to be a big fan of the Dimension because it doesn't change the tone. It just really, it just adds chorus to the sound that's already there. Okay, to add some chorusing to it without really affecting the tone. So it's one of my favorites. But other than that, that's pretty much it. That covers us for this week on Line 6, PodGo Users Uncensored, how to dial in a tone. Next week, we'll come back. We'll try and dial in some other stuff. We're going to do this until you guys start posting questions. The reason why we went with this week is because we really had no questions coming this week. There were most of the stuff posted in the group this week was stuff that we had already answered before. Just people that were newer to PodGo and have just got their stuff, and answering questions for them. So there was nothing we really needed to cover. So we'll just dial up tones every week. You guys come up with some cool artists, and I'll see what I can do to dial up tones, and then we'll upload them to custom tones so you guys can use them. And so that'll do it for this week on PodGo Users Uncensored. Don't forget, please hit the subscribe button, like this video. I'm 6 users away from hitting 1,000. I'm so close. So close. I need your help. Get me to 1,000. Please get me to 1,000. It's this close. It's the... No, I'm not going to say that. It would have been funny, though. Would have been funny. I'm telling you, it would have been funny. But we're not going to do that. So... yeah, if you guys can get me six more subs this week. 6 more subs this week, man. That's all I need. Check us out on Facebook. Facebook.com/groups/PodGo users. Come join us. Come talk about PodGo. Get in on the Jeff Duncan Tone Contest. We need more submissions. Go into the announcements in the Facebook group, and you'll see the video for it. There's a video here on my YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/JasonConstantineOfficial. And you can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/JasonConstantineOfficial. I will see you guys next week. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Everybody, thank you for your questions and answers and awesome stuff. I love all you guys. You guys are the best. I will see you next week. Peace!